Hello power pickers! Well, here's a guitar of my students. It's a used guitar and we have to set up this fixed bridge model. So it's the Ibanez RGEW521ZC. A very beautiful wood on the top. It has maple back and a roasted maple neck. Very beautiful, amazing guitar. So it has a fixed bridge. We have to set it up, restring it and clean it up for a little bit. So in this video you will all see a little trick for very hard Poti Knobs. Alright guys, let's do this. Before we start to restring and to set up this guitar, let me tell you one thing. This is just the way I do it. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, it's just the way I do it. So if you like to do it my way, then it's okay. If not, I don't care. Before I restring it and clean it, I want to solve the problem with the Poti Knob. The problem is that they are very slippy and it's very hard to turn. But we can do something. Come closer. As you can see, these Poti Knobs are very slippy, they have no grip or something, so we need a Poti Knob which is very light and not hard to turn like this one. So first thing, we need to uninstall this. The best tool is a screwdriver, a flat screwdriver, so you go in here and slightly turn it up. Be careful to not destroy the body. So you lift it up like this and then you can turn it off. Alright, so and when you did that, take a towel or something else, you make a little hole like this, and then we have some oil and we oil it for just a little bit, slightly, okay? Be careful that you don't bring something on the body. You clean it for a little bit. And then it's always good to have a different Poti Knob which has a grip like this one. Focus doesn't work, but yeah, you see that? So this one is very good. You turn it on and then turn it for a little bit, and then you can do it like this. You turn it very fast for a little bit. Now it's working very easy. Perfect. Then we take this one off. Okay, I need a screwdriver again. You turn on the wangy one again and then you're fine. So now it's working very good. We can work with it. That's fine. Alright, problem solved. You can do this with the second one as well. The next thing are the strings. So we restring this guitar and we set up the fixed bridge. It has that fixed bridge here. It's a very cool one, easy to set up. But the problem actually is, I hope you can see that in your perspective, the problem actually is that the G string is a lot higher than the other strings. And that's a problem for alternate picking. You will get stuck on the G string every time. So we try to get the same radius here than on the fretboard. For that thing, I'm using these tools over here. And how I do that, I show you in the next clip. Okay, the coolest thing is always to cut the strings. That's a nice work. I love that, yeah, bam, boom. And we're done. Now here are the ball ends in the back side of the guitar. As always, we clean the bridge with a toothbrush. It's the best way to do it, but this one is very clean actually. It's pretty good. Let's polish the fretboard with that the Adagio Hydrate fingerboard polisher. I already showed that in a fretboard cleaning video. And finally we clean the pickups and the body with the Dunlop Formula number 65. A very good polisher. It's a very cool thing. I hope you can see that from this perspective. The next thing we try to find out is the radius of the fretboard or the radius of the bindings. So you can use that tool. You go over here. Better is to measure the frets and in a good light so that you see if it's good or not. So I really try to show you that one here. So this one fits perfectly. It's a radius of 15. I'll show you a different example. Let's make it very extreme. A radius of 10, for example, you will see a gap in between. I hope you can see that. Very hard. You see that? Okay. So we have a radius of 15. I want to have the same radius over here. And if you see that, we have big holes between. Come closer. So now we are going into details. But yeah, we want to have the bridge exactly at 15. And as you can see, it's not on 15. It's a little bit wider. So now I will screw them in or out to have a good radius over here. I did that with my Ibanez tool, and yeah, for now I must say it is pretty fine. More adjustments on the bridge I do later when I restringed this guitar. The neck is bone a little bit like this. I'm very fine with that, looks pretty good. And I'm restringing this guitar now with the Ernie Ball Super Slinky 9s. I love this string, so let's do that. Just as a little bonus tip for you, always begin with the fat E string, so you want to restring from the inner mechanic to the outer one. It's easier to handle, so just as a little bonus. The cool thing about this fixed bridge guitars is you just need to stick the string from the back and then you pull it out until it is locked. That's it, it's the ball end. Very cool system. After restringing, we need to tune this guitar. Great, I'm very happy with that setup now. I adjusted the bridge a little bit higher to have a clean note everywhere on the fretboard. It's pretty fine. So I'm very happy with that, and I also have that 15 radius here. The last thing we need to do is check if the length of the string is the right. Oh yeah, what a great setup. Pretty cool, I like that. So finally we need to adjust the string length. You can adjust that with a screwdriver over here. And what you really do is you check the tone. So grab a tuner and you tune the string to the right note. And after that you press down the 12th fret and check if it's the same. Let's do that. Okay, we tuned the E string. Pretty fine. Now we press down the 12th fret and we have exactly the same note. So that's what we want. On this guitar everything is fine, I didn't have to adjust anything, but if that's the case, so that means in pressed down situation on the 12th fret you have a different sound than the empty string, then you have to adjust it. So there are just two possibilities. you need to know the full length of the string, and on the 12th fret you cut it in half. So on the 12th fret it should be exactly the half. You have three ways actually. You can measure it in millimeters, but no one does that, so because the length is always different when you press it down. That's the thing. So if the pressed down note is higher, then you have to know that this part is maybe a little bit shorter than this part. That means you have to adjust it and you have to go backward here. You make the string longer. Alright, if the pressed down string is lower, then that means that this part is longer than this one. What you can do, you adjust the bridge in this direction. And that's it. That's all you need to know and all you need to do. Okay, man, that feels great now. Let's give it a shot.